call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the Board of Trustees for Springfield Township. Mrs. Price, will you call the roll?
Pledge allegiance.
Oh, pledge
Oh,
allegiance.
thank you for reminding me.
Oh, can't miss out on that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now a little roll call.
Okay,
Okay, roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Here.
Mr. Young?
here.
Mr. DeLauro?
Here.
Mr. Spicker?
Here.
I'm going to move to dispense with reading the minutes and approve the minutes today.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
I'm going to move to approve payment of bills and payroll as prepared by the fiscal officer, subject to audit.
Second.
Choke it out.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Next, I move to adopt the attached resolution authorizing expenditure from American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purchase of two 2023 Dodge Durango Pursuit vehicles in an amount not to exceed $87,030 and paid to Fred Martin Superstore and authorize Chief Simone to enter that purchase agreement.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Next, I move payment to Clemens Nelson and Associates for professional services regarding labor negotiations in the amount of $5,840 to be paid from Fund Line 1,000, 110, 311, 1008.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Next, I move to approve the application from Jason and Nola Flight of 1001 Utica Avenue for the Adopt a Lot program, adopting 997 Utica Avenue, which is parcel number 51-03056. This is now a vacant lot, which is narrow, but was the location of a structure that we had to tear down by reason of its nuisance condition.
Yes.
And they own the property adjacent, and I might note, it appears that they are maintaining their property in good order.
That's correct. And Mr. Flight has an opportunity to take care of that property for a year, and then we'll revisit it, see how things are going.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Next, I move to approve the collective bargaining agreement proposed for the years 2023, 2024, and 2025 with the full-time firefighters. IFF Local 3040, effective January 1, 2023, with the understanding that some articles with the agreement are effective on the first pay period of 2023, which began December 26th of 2022.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman? Miss-
Yeah.
You can just
I
abstain.
You abstain? Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Next, I move to memorialize the trustees' intentions to purchase. Did we go over this? Had we?
No, you have not discussed that earlier. With the material delays and the limited building of ambulance chassis, what the company is suggesting that we buy, the company we use to buy our ambulances, Myers Equipment out of Canfield, is
Yeah.
suggesting that you at least give them the ability to put your order in line. Okay. You have when it gets close, say in a year and a half or 2 years, when it gets close to purchasing the chassis, that's when you'll make the formal agreement, or you'll sign off on the formal agreement to purchase it at a purchase price. This simply gets you in line. Right now, the company's probably taking anywhere from 8 to 15 orders a month. So the longer you delay, the further you get behind in when you do want to order. It could be up to 3 years before you take delivery. So all this is doing is saying, yeah, in maybe 18 months, 24 months, we're going to place an order. And this gives us the ability to go to the company and say, yes, put us in line. But we also understand that at that point, when it is time to fully commit to it, you have an option to not purchase it or go somewhere else. This at least gets you in line with your current vendor.
Okay.
So I wouldn't even be able to give you a price at this point.
What, can you give us a little more detail on that when you say you can't give us a price, we can't, there's no present?
With the cost increases in that, it would be difficult for them to forecast that far in advance.
We have one on order now, right?
We have one in order, you ordered that in January of '22.
Right.
Okay. That should be delivered in November of this year. Okay? That's the point. So the sooner you get in line, and we're anticipating you'll be making that purchase somewhere in '25, which you probably wouldn't take delivery of the vehicle till '26 or '27. And then the sheet that, I think they got a copy of this, didn't they not?
Yes.
Yeah. You start looking at the age of your units and the mileage on them, and you start forecasting out another 3 years, possibly 4 years. You're simply asking just to get our name in line to possibly make a purchase in '24. But you're looking at it, unless something dramatically changes over the next couple of years, you're looking at a 18 to 24 month build out.
Okay. But what you're asking for right now is to give you the authority to tell them to put us in line. It doesn't commit us to anything.
Does not commit you
If
to
prices are something we can't afford, I mean, we can always back out.
Ex-
Yeah, but we won't know anything for a year.
All you're backing out of this is the spots you reserved. Because if you reserve a spot now, and in 2 years you say, nah, that's not the route we want to go,
Right.
then the person behind you jumps up.
Gotcha.
So, but with the delay, I know Ted had the same thing with his road trucks.
Our truck this year was supposed to be in July, came in December. It was 6 months behind. And just to use the Dodge Durangos as an example, today that we're placing this order on, we called one vendor and they told us, don't call us until October, we can't give you a price. So we're anticipating that this order that we're going to place tomorrow with Fred Martin will be good and those are in line, and that we believe those are Durangos that were ordered and canceled by another department is the only reason we may be even able to get any.
So, and on the other side of it is, like, by getting in line now, we're not guaranteeing, like, you can't give us a price, because they're not saying, put this in now, and we'll honor this price. We're just in line to get the quote and everything, yeah. I mean, to be in line to be able to get it when our time comes.
Yeah, with the one you currently have being constructed, there may be an increase on that. Just due to the, what the manufacturers are charging them. And
Okay.
the salesman said he's gonna do his darndest to stay within what they quoted, but it's
He's got
just the nature of the beast right now.
to sharpen his pencil.
Yep. So,
I feel positive about you planning ahead. The only thing is we didn't discuss is I kind of don't understand the plan here. There's 4 medic units that are now operating.
but pay
And then we're gonna
particular
add a
attention
fifth
to
one?
the age of those units.
I understand. we
And
have a plan we're gonna decommission as.
yes, yes.
That as we bring a new one in, you'll decommission.
Decommission the oldest one, yes.
I know in past years we talked about the nature of the unit. What type? Is it gonna be the box type unit?
Yes.
What,
Well, you,
is it gonna be pretty equivalent to which of the medic units that we have now?
all of them. You'll be identical to the last one you purchased, which are all very, very similar. And again, you're not purchasing, you're just simply saying, yes, we have intentions of buying in the future. All you're wanting to do is reserve that spot in line.
They're all larger now because they'll hold that striker cot, that bigger self-floating cot.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Guys like me appreciate that. So, yeah, I don't want to put me on a little
We'll
gurney.
get you on the list for transport.
Yeah. I don't want my feet hanging over the edge or anything.
Those
Well,
flip-flops.
the one thing is, how many medic units are you proposing will be operative at one time?
I believe you want to maintain 4 at all times,
Okay,
because we're keeping them longer, which means that at any given time, 1 is out of service. Currently, you have 1 out of service and 1 that needs some repairs, but I'm waiting for us to get the 1 repaired before I put the other one out. So, and that's just what happens. You keep these things longer, they just need more maintenance, more repairs. So, but it's hard. I can't give you a percentage, but a large percentage of the time, you need at least 2. You're running 2 EMS alarms at the same time, and then there are significant number of cases where you're running 3 at the same time. So as you build your staffing, you want to maintain the equipment for them to run. So that's why we're trying to always have 4 available.
okay. And as we gain a new unit, we'll decommission the
Oldest
The,
Yeah.
the one with the most mileage, I assume.
In this case, you'd be decommissioning that Med 4, which is a 2006 unit. Now, you rechassied that in 2012, but as Trustee DeLauro indicated, that's the shorter or the smaller of the boxes, which doesn't,
You couldn't take Mr. DeLauro anywhere?
we could, but his feet would probably hang out the back, so.
So they'd have to leave the doors open.
It doesn't, it accommodates the power load, the power cot, but it'd be difficult to put the loader system in it, so.
Okay, any questions? Concern about going forward at this point? Okay?
Do you?
It would have been helpful to talk about this in advance so we have a clearer understanding.
Well, we're not obligated to it. If we do get them on, right? If you have some questions.
Okay. Listen, you're stating intention without signing any agreements.
Correct.
And this board will receive specifications and costs before we commit ourselves to anything.
As you always have.
Okay. I move to memorialize the trustees' intentions to purchase a 2025 or 2026 Osage ambulance from Myers Equipment, who's located at 8860 Akron Canfield Road in Canfield, Ohio, with the Board of Trustees approving the ambulance specifications list and pricing at a later date, and I would say prior to commitment to any order. Is that fair to say it that way?
That's fine.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Next, I have a motion dealing with an action that we brought to seek abatement of a nuisance of a particular property located at 2873 South Arlington. I'll read the motion. Upon recommendation of council representing this Board of Trustees, I move that we authorize approval of an agreed abatement order, a copy of which will be attached to the minutes. The agreed abatement order in case number CV 2022-01-0147, brought on behalf of this Board of Trustees against Hexagon Properties, Inc. and Vanessa S. Patadia in an action for abatement of nuisance at 2873 South Arlington, Akron, Ohio, 44312, otherwise known as Quality Inn. Further, the Township Attorney and Joseph Spoonster, and the Assistant Prosecutor John Galansky are authorized to execute the Board's approval on the agreed abatement order. And that comes at your recommendation, Chief?
Yes, sir.
As well?
Yep. This was a business that appears there was often unlawful activity happening regularly at that business. I think it's our responsibility to hold businesses in our community that we declare are a nuisance accountable. And this is an opportunity to do that. And I think it sends a message to other businesses that may be declared a nuisance in the future, that the board is going to take action when appropriate to do so.
Okay. That's my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call. Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other matters that ought to come before the board? I wanted to thank the chief for his hard work on this case that Mrs. Chapman and I spent most of the day at the courthouse on, but a lot of hard work went into it. I might add that we had police personnel standing by prepared to testify to a lot of detail, and I think it certainly has its impact, not just on the property that we dealt with, but the fact that we want businesses to act responsibly. So thank you for your work.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Are we going into executive session? No?
I don't think it's necessary at this point. Okay, thank you. Any
Also
announcements?
now,
Yeah.
Spectrum Channel 1023, serving the communities of Lakemore and Springfield. You can tune into channel 1023 and find the days and times programs run, or you can also see the schedule on the beautiful and informative website, www.springfieldtownship.us. As always, all recent community government meetings are running on the channel. Don't forget to follow channel 1023 on Facebook and on the channel 1023 blog. Again, this is your community channel, so if there's something you'd like to see featured, please do not hesitate to let us know. And right now, currently, the following programs are running. The Springfield Trustees meeting from January 12th, the Springfield Trustees meeting from December 29th, the Springfield Board of Education meeting from January 10th, the Lakemore Council meeting on January 3rd, and the Springfield Trustees meeting from December 22nd.
Open house, yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, are you going to announce it?
So we're having our open house at the Center of the Lake on Wednesday, February 8th, 6 to 8.
Yes.
Okay, and what time would that, what day of the
Wednesday,
week?
February
It's
8th.
Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday?
Wednesday, February 8th. For the open house for the Center on the Lake.
Okay.
Everybody's
Yes.
invited and we'll have
Well-
light refreshments.
Is it, the public is invited? Okay, so everybody should know. February 8th is a Wednesday What time would you want?
6 to 8.
6 to 8, to have an opportunity to see the revisions.
Hopefully,
And
I
I
should be
believe-
done by then.
Yeah, is it there? Okay.
Okay,
And the, hopefully, there will be a listing of some upcoming activities, so we can pick those up then, and then we will also provide them at future meetings.
okay, good.
Okay?
If there's nothing further, I'm going to move that we adjourn.
I second that.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Laura?
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
I was gonna say.